Namaste, Swarali. And thanks to you, thanks to everybody for being here for this session. It's a privilege for me to be a channel for the wisdom of Gita to come through me to all of you. We must thank the Adi Yogi, and the Yogeshwar, Sri Krishna, for giving this wisdom, जो आज हम सबके काम आ सकती है. So I'm really happy to be a channel for the same. आप सभी का आज के सेशन में बहुत बहुत स्वागत है. And we'll keep it bilingual because I understand that there might be teachers from various disciplines and who might appreciate me adopting a bilingual approach. Or any word anywhere is not understood, please feel free to ask me. I don't claim कि मुझे बहुत ज्यादा कुछ आता है, पर जितना आता है उसके आधार पर जो भी मैं आपकी समस्याओं का या शंकाओं का समाधान कर सकती हूँ वो करने का पूरा प्रयास करूंगी. So let's open our minds, open our hearts, because any new learning will happen only when we do not have prejudices and barriers. And if we are sitting here with a success mindset कि ये मैं कर सकता हूँ, अगर टॉपिक देख के पहले ही सोच लिया कि क्या ये सेशन अटेंड करने से कुछ सच में वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस इंप्रूव हो पाएगा, कुछ समझ पाएंगे, तो पक्का नहीं हो पाएगा. सो लेट अस सिट विद दैट कमिटमेंट कि ये जो भी गीता की तरफ से हमारे पास आ रहा है उसको हम अपने जीवन में अपनाएंगे, क्योंकि कोई भी चीज ऑटोमेटिकली नहीं हो जाएगी. ये अटेंड करते ही वर्क लाइफ एकदम स्मूथ हो जाएगी, ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. बट यस, इफ यू आर कमिटिंग टू लर्निंग फ्रॉम इट with conviction and implementing in our daily lives, then I'm sure कि ऐसी कोई चीज नहीं है जो भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने कही और वो सच ना हो. So let's sit with this conviction in our hearts. I have my friend Pallavi who's helping me with the presentation. So Pallavi, let's dive right into it. So we would like to prepare our minds through an induction which is coming before you here. I would like you to think about this question. Do you get some unnecessary thoughts at times in your mind, which are not actually relevant to what you are doing at that moment? And they may not even be very productive. They may not solve a problem, but ultimately they just disturb your peace of mind. You all can say, yes, I can type. That do you get unnecessary thoughts? मेरे दिमाग में बहुत आते रहते हैं, मुझे ध्यान दिलाना पड़ता है अपने आप को. सो आपके दिमाग में भी कभी कभी ऐसे थॉट्स आते हैं जो जो सच में किसी ज्यादा काम के नहीं है, कोई सोल्यूशन भी नहीं देते वो, और सिर्फ दिमाग की शांति भंग करते हैं. सो मन की शांति. ओके ओके, सो आई एम नॉट अलोन, वी आर ऑल सेलिंग इन द सेम बोट. लेट्स सी व्हाट आर दोस unnecessary thoughts. Can we call them as mental noise? क्योंकि वो जो थॉट्स हैं वो हमें पता नहीं होता, पर वो इतना शोर मचा रहे होते हैं दिमाग के अंदर कि जो हमें सुनाई देना चाहिए वो हम सुन नहीं पाते. So I'm calling this as mental noise, and we'll take from here to the balance. Why we are not experiencing the balance? Why do we find it difficult to bring that balance in our work and life? So let us first understand how many kinds of mental noise do we experience. There are 11 kinds of mental noise. The classification is as follows. इसके पहले हम एक काम करते हैं. I'll give you 30 seconds. Pallavi, let's go to the previous slide. I would like you all to use this 30 seconds और देखो आपके दिमाग में किस तरह के विचार आ रहे हैं. बस ध्यान दो क्या विचार आ रहे हैं, क्योंकि विचार आप चाहो ना चाहो वो आ ही रहे हैं और वो आते ही रहेंगे. पिछले 5 मिनट में भी आपने 1000 बातें सोच ली होंगी. अच्छा मैडम अभी स्कूल में है, या फिर अच्छा आज क्या पहना है, या फिर एक टाइम पे खत्म हो जाएगा कि नहीं, और जो भी है, सो जो भी थॉट्स आ रहे हैं वो दिमाग में, उन पे ध्यान दीजिए किस तरह के थॉट्स आए हैं. I see Shreyasi on my screen, but can you give me a smile, Shreyasi? Yes, that's better now. Okay, I assume we are done with 30 seconds और देखते हैं कि किस तरह के thoughts आए थे और वो इस category को belong करते हैं क्या. So now we can move to the next one where you would get to know what are the different categories of the mental noise. कुछ आपके thoughts होंगे जो past को replay कर रहे हैं. These are replays of memories. We call them as past oriented noise. Future oriented noise where we are planning, thinking, worrying about ये हो जाएगा कि नहीं, वो हो जाएगा कि नहीं, या फिर अरे ये तो हो जाएगा तो कितना अच्छा होगा. Fantasizing, ऐसा हो जाएगा तो कितना अच्छा होगा या वैसा हो जाएगा तो. Self judgment where there is an analysis of self or criticism. काश मैंने ऐसा किया होता या मैं तो ऐसा ही करती हूँ, मैं तो ये कर ही नहीं सकती ठीक से. Judgment of others. He is like that. Or see how he said, see how he behaved. Immediately making a judgment of somebody or mental commentary on somebody which is going on in our minds. That's called judgment of others. Narrative building. We create some stories about the life, about identity. You will see examples. And rumination. Some thoughts which are constantly on loop, same thought दिन रात. कई बार एक ही तरह का विचार बार बार चलता है. It doesn't lead to a solution also. That's called as rumination. वही चीज. Rumination is basically a word in science. Children study about how animals eat and how they chew their food. तो कई animals हैं जैसे कि cows and all, they ruminate. They once again bring the undigested food and chew it. So मतलब same food को आप बार बार chew कर रहे हो. And that is called rumination. So the same way we have thought something, but we are rethinking and rethinking. Imagined scenarios, some hypothetical conversations. कि अच्छा हाँ वो ऐसा बोलेंगे और वो ऐसा बोलेंगे तो फिर मैं वो बोलूंगी. And so on. Then, catastrophizing. To think of the worst case scenarios. कि अभी लग रहा है अरे अभी तक घर पे नहीं आए, बेटा घर पे नहीं आया, बेटी घर पे नहीं आई, ऐसा तो नहीं हो गया होगा, वैसा तो नहीं हो गया होगा, अरे ऐसा ही हो गया होगा. And thinking of the extreme worst case scenarios and existential chatter. कि मेरे लाइफ का कोई अर्थ है क्या, और मैं नहीं भी हूं तो क्या फर्क पड़ेगा, और इज does it really matter what I do with my life, all those kind of questions about life, meaning, death. That's called existential chatter. Mental to do list. कई बार हम दिमाग में ही करते हैं, अच्छा मुझे इसके बाद ये करना है, फिर बनाना है, फिर खाना बनाना है, फिर खाना बनाने के बाद में दवाई लेनी है, फिर उसको होमवर्क कराना है, फिर ये करना है, फिर वो करना है. दैट इज गोइंग ऑन इन योर माइंड. It's your to do list, but in the mind, not in written anywhere and then forgetting about it. Sensation driven thoughts. Suppose कुछ sensation है that there is a pain. You feel some pain in your chest, and then the thoughts completely move to heart attacks and whatnot. So overthinking about sensations, especially the internal body sensations. So these are kinds of mental noise. Let's move forward and see if you are able to now label and identify the different kinds of mental noises. I would like you to take a paper and make a list of numbers from 1 to 11. I'm going to put 11 questions before you on the screen. The number 1 to 11. And against each question, like question number 1, whatever option you think is right, you will write against 1. Second question का आंसर आपको जो लगता है वो आप 2 के आगे लिखेंगे. So let us start. I have put all the types of mental noise on the screen here. You have to assign कि वो किस तरह का mental noise है, जो question अभी आएंगे. So question 1, what if I run into them? मैं उनसे कहीं टकरा गई तो. कहीं मिल गई तो, कहीं मिल गया तो, वो लोग कहीं मिल गए तो फिर क्या होगा? Okay, what kind of noise it is. Second question, shouldn't have I said that? मुझे ये नहीं बोलना चाहिए था, मुझे वो बोलना चाहिए था. मैं ऐसा भी बोल सकती थी. Next. Third, what if I die? We'll see the answers at the end. But let's see if you are able to identify the noise, the type of noise. Both. I hope this works out. इतनी मेहनत की है, काश इस हो जाए. Next. Do I even matter? Six. I always mess things up. मैं हमेशा सब खराब कर देती. मेरा काम ही ऐसा. मैं कभी कुछ ठीक से कर ही नहीं सकती. 7. Don't forget to call. हाँ, उनको कॉल करना है, ना नहीं है. ये होते ही कॉल करना है. जैसे ही मीटिंग खत्म होती है, वैसे ही कॉल करना है. 8. Why is he like this? ऐसा क्यों है वो? जब देखो ऐसे ही करता है. Next. What if this stomach pain is serious? मुझे तो लग रहा है अपेंडिक्स का प्रॉब्लम है. शायद ऑपरेशन ही करना पड़ जाएगा. इतना भयंकर दर्द तो कभी हुआ ही नहीं. Next. This always happens. मेरे साथ तो ऐसा ही होता है. Why did I do that? क्यों किया मैंने ऐसा? आखिर क्यों किया मैंने ऐसा? Okay. Ready to see your answers? And in some of these questions, maybe very few of the questions, you might find that one or two kinds of mental noises are overlapping. वो दो तरह की category में भी आ सकते हैं. But we'll look at one major category for each question. Is everyone ready? जितने लोग screen पे दिख रहे हैं, can they show me a thumbs up? Yes, good. Thank you, Rupali ji. Thank you, everybody. We move to the answers now. Yes, please show the answers, Pallavi. Check your answers. I'm happy to know, Aarti, you're feeling light. Mental noise से पहले आपने एक mental chatter word already सुना हुआ है. It's a term that Siddharth sir has used in many of his sessions, and he has guided us on how to identify the mental chatter. Here, it's, you can say, a further categorization of the kinds of noise or the chatter we hear. Okay, anybody? 11 out of 11? No? 10? 10 out of 11? Yes, Aarti. You scored 11?
Yes, I did score 11.
Oh, wonderful. Very good. All those who are 8 and above. We have mentioned the numbers, difficult to match. In okay. Yes, Suranjana. Oh, Archana ji. Okay. Prajakta ji. So you all have scored 8 and above. That's what you mean? Wonderful. Congratulations. Now, what is the point of doing this exercise? It is said that you can control your thoughts if you are able to label them, if you are able to identify. This exercise will make you more and more conscious and will stop your mind from getting into it. If at all you are able to think of that thought and say that, oh, right now I'm ruminating. आधे घंटे से मैं वही सोच रही हूँ. और right now I'm judging myself. ये self judgment मैं कर रही हूँ, जब मैं हमेशा अपने आप में कमियां निकालती रहती हूँ. और ये तो मैं मेंटल टू डू लिस्ट बना रही हूँ, जो कि जिससे कि अननेसेसरी मेरे दिमाग में स्पेस ऑक्यूपाई हो रहा है और मेरा दिमाग अननेसेसरीली कुछ और चीज में कॉन्सेंट्रेट नहीं कर पा रहा है, माइंडफुल नहीं रह पा रहा है. सो द एक्सरसाइज इज टू मेक यू ऑल conscious of the fact that there is a lot of mental noise in our minds at all times. Number 2, it becomes easy to control our mind if we are able to identify and label the noise. Third, once you are able to label the noise, you know that it is a noise, it is not productive, it is unnecessarily creating disturbance in your mind, which will force you to need more energy for whatever work you are doing, and ultimately it will take away your peace of mind. These are the things which constantly bother you while you are at work professionally or you are at work at home. This disturbs the peace of mind. और जो काम आधे घंटे में हो सकता है वो या तो 1 घंटे में होता है, या जो काम जितनी एनर्जी के साथ होता है वो उससे ज्यादा एनर्जी हमें डालनी पड़ती है, बिकॉज द मेंटल स्ट्रेंथ इज गेटिंग affected, is being reduced because of this noise. Let's move forward and see what Bhagavad Gita has to say. There are so many shlokas from which I have tried to take a few which we may implement in our lives the way we find suitable. So I'm not insisting that these are the only shlokas, but I felt that these are the ones which can lead to that right thinking of understanding how to bring that balance in our lives. Okay, so this first shlok goes this way. Yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. Yukta ahar vihar. Yukta means uchit, na bahut zyada, na bahut kam, moderate. So let's have the meaning also displayed for everybody's reference. So जो आहार विहार में, खाने में, रिक्रिएशन में, चेष्टा, एफर्ट में भी बैलेंस्ड, अननेसेसरीली ज्यादा एफर्ट नहीं, जिस चीज में जितने एफर्ट की जरूरत है उतना ही. युक्त स्वप्नावबोधस्य, स्वप्नाव से मतलब स्लीप से, नींद, और बोध इज जागना, वेकफुलनेस. दिस श्लोका सेज कि जो व्यक्ति खाने में, रिक्रिएशन में, एफर्ट में, एक्शन में, नींद में, जागने में बैलेंस्ड रह सकता है, हु इज फॉलोइंग मॉडरेशन इन food, in recreation, effort, action, sleep, wakefulness, for such a this person is able to destroy his sorrows. Basically, it's about balance. And when you bring that balance, you won't feel that pain of imbalance in life, which leads to the work-life imbalance. So let's follow this, that are right from food. See, it talks about how every single activity and habit of ours can affect the balance in life. खाने से लेकर हम कितना सोते हैं, हम जरूरत से कम या जरूरत से ज्यादा एफर्ट करें वो भी सही नहीं है, हम बहुत ज्यादा जागें वो भी सही नहीं है. So all these things have a long-term impact on life, and life overall gets imbalanced, which reflects in the way we find it difficult to balance our work life. Next, please. So this is a beautiful shloka which we can teach to our children as well, that they must follow a healthy routine because it will ensure harmony within yourself and it will prevent burnout. I would like this as a self-reflection question for you to ponder upon. Is there a balance in my daily routine, or do I lean towards extremes? Whether it is food, it is sleeping, it is entertainment. Vihar is entertainment. The design is by Pallavi. The credit goes to Pallavi for the creativity that you see. Thank you, Pallavi. God bless you. So this is for you to think कि कौन से aspect में आप extreme में जा रहे हैं और कहाँ आपको उसको balance करने की जरूरत है. Effort भी जितनी जरूरत है उतना ही. Next. This is again an excellent shlok. You'll hear this from me for every shlok, so I think I should not be saying it. Shreyan swadharmo viguna paradharmat swanushchitan swadharme nidhanam shreya paradharmo bhayavaha. This talks about your dharma. That is your duty. Pallavi, you can show the meaning. Shreyas means better. स्वधर्म, हमारा धर्म मतलब हिंदू मुस्लिम वगैरह कुछ नहीं. धर्म is duty. Bhagavad Gita talks of dharma as duty, your actions, the required action in your position, that is your dharma. एक शिक्षक होने के नाते, इस देश का नागरिक होने के नाते, एक माँ होने के नाते, जो भी आपके अलग अलग रोल हैं उसके अनुसार आपका क्या एक्शन बनता है, ड्यूटी बनती है, दैट इज योर धर्मा. सो दिस श्लोका सेज,
बात ना कर रही है तो खाली
Ajay ji, please be on mute. Ajay Singh ji, please be on mute. So श्रेयान स्वधर्मो विगुण परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात्. आपकी जो खुद की ड्यूटी है उसको फॉलो करना है, वो फिर कैसे भी हो, आपका काम कैसा भी हो. आपके साथ कोई दूसरा है, कोई मैनेजर है, आपको लगता है आप छोटी पोजीशन पे हो, कोई आपसे बेहतर पोजीशन पे है, और आपको लगता है कि उसका जो एक्शन है, उसका जो काम है वो बहुत बेहतर है और मेरा काम थोड़ा सा उतना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, उतना अच्छा नहीं है, और मुझे उसके जैसा करने दो, मुझे उसका काम करने दो. That's not what you're supposed to do. You must consider your action, your duty as the best duty and focus only on it. कई बार हम दूसरों का भी काम करने की कोशिश करते, which is not right. You be honest and honest and dedicated to your own work first. If anybody needs help, that's different, but you don't try to do that by yourself. Then it says, it goes to this extent of says, अपना धर्म निभाते हुए तो मर जाना भी बेहतर है. While परधर्मो भयावह, दूसरे का धर्म करने से डरो. Don't try to be like them. In term losing your work, leaving your responsibility, and then copying others, emulating others where it doesn't fit. Trying to do what they do. It also leads to sometimes a feeling of competition. अरे वो ऐसा कर रहे हैं, मैं ऐसा करूं क्या? वो कॉपीइंग में, कंपटीशन में जेलसी और एनवी, बहुत सारी चीजें आ जाती हैं, और वहां जाके हमारा मेंटल बैलेंस जो है वो इधर उधर होने लगता है. सो उससे हमें डरना है. हम अपने कर्म पर फोकस करें, हम हमारी ड्यूटी निभाएं. हम किसी से सीखने में कोई बुराई नहीं है, हम सीखें, अपने काम को इम्प्रूव करें, पर अपने धर्म को सबसे अच्छी तरह से निभाएं. Yes, Pallavi. So there is again another insight and a reflection question for you. Insight is honor your responsibilities instead of competing in others' race. किसी और के साथ रेस लगानी है, उनसे compete करना है, उनके जैसा करना है, उनसे बेहतर करके दिखाना है. All that is unnecessary chatter, unnecessary noise, and it disturbs your attention, your focus. Ultimately, work-life balance बेहतर हो पाएगा जब हम हमारे समय को और अपनी mental energy को पूरी तरह से कामों में बांट के रखेंगे, and we will not waste it in unnecessary thinking. So reflection and question for everybody is, am I sometimes comparing my role and pace with others instead of honoring my own path? There are some linguistic mistakes here. I apologize for those. Okay. So I hope this question is clear. कितने लोग हैं जिनको थोड़ा बहुत कहीं ना कहीं लगता है कि हाँ कभी कंपैरिजन हो जाता है, या दूसरों को हम देख के वैसा करने की कोशिश करते हैं जिससे शायद हमारा वर्क भी अफेक्ट होता हो. Even if 1 or 2 people think this way and can just show me a thumbs up or a I, or sometimes, or something like that, so that I know that you're following. Okay, or if anybody wants to share anything, raise your hands. We can take it up. But yes, time would be limited for a dialogue. I'm really sorry about it, but we won't be able to have too many interactions. But a few, of course, we should have. And towards the end, of course, we can have, as per the availability of time, more deeper discussions. So we move on to the next shlok. Fantastic. I would say the whole wisdom, if you just focus on the first word itself, to sara kaam ho jayega. And try to sing the shloka with me. Try it. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karma jyayo hya karmanaha sharira yatra pichate na prasiddhyeda karmanaha. Niyat. Who will tell me the meaning of the word niyat? Niyat.
Intention.
Intention.
That is niyat.
Regularly.
Very
Regularly.
good.
Intention. Niyat is intention, ma'am.
Niyat.
Intention.
वो
Without stopping.
Regular.
Always.
It is niyat
always.
regularly.
Niyat
Niyat is
means always.
regularly. Correct. Correct. Always, as per the required regularity. So
निश्चित रूप
doing
से
things in the करेक्ट. और जो लोग उसको इंटेंशन कह रहे हैं वो इसे नियत समझ रहे हैं, क्योंकि न में बड़ी की मात्रा करते हैं तो वो नियत होता है. ये नियत रूप से अपना कर्म करते रहिए. अगर हम रोज का काम रोज कर लेंगे तो वो पाइलअप नहीं होगा और वो हमें एक स्ट्रेस की तरह नहीं लगेगा. I remember recently talking to one or two of my colleagues. I see Suranjana on the screen, who was also sharing with me कि कभी-कभी कुछ entries जो है हमारी रोज की रोज नहीं हो पाती हैं, which leads to a lot of stress. Am I right, Suranjana? So this is what this shloka is about. Niyatang kuru karmatva. So you should perform your prescribed duties regularly. अपनी duties systematically आप note करके रखिए, उसको follow कीजिए और कोशिश कीजिए that you don't procrastinate. It would help you in lessening your burden. Action is superior to inaction. Yes, sometimes we feel, many people misinterpret so many shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, and I think they do it wherever it suits them. कहते हैं कि अच्छा कर्म अगर ऐसा होता है, कर्म करने से वैसा होता है, कर्म के इफेक्ट होते हैं, कर्म ही मत करो तो कोई इफेक्ट ही नहीं होगा. कर्मा थियरी भी हम पे अप्लाई नहीं होगी, हम कर्म ही नहीं करेंगे. So there are, in fact, the Karma Yoga Adhyaya 3 is all about action. Why action is important. So even again, Lord Krishna is stressing on this. Action is superior to inaction. Karma jyayo ya karmanaha. अकर्म से कर्म ज्यादा श्रेष्ठ है. हमेशा कर्म करना है. So even with your physical existence, it cannot sustain without performing action. तो action तो करना ही है. But what is to be taken care of is that we do our actions regularly. We follow a rhythm of our work. And that's when it becomes a practice and then helps you manage your work smoothly. Let's move to the next slide and see if there is a deeper insight for you. Yes, work is necessary, but should be balanced, not obsessive, and regularity is the key. A self-assessment question. Do I view my work as a burden or as a part of life's journey? So a lot also emerges from our thought process, how we view our work, our job, our career. So if you think about it, does it sound like your purpose in life? Does it sound like your passion? अगर आपके जवाब ये हैं कि मैं जो कर रही हूँ तो मेरा passion, पढ़ाना तो मेरी life का purpose है, then you would find that your work is more balanced and you're able to regularize things. And you're also able to manage a lot of work in the given time, maintaining balance. और ऐसा नहीं है तो वही अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा burden है. Next question, please. Next shloka, please. यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्म बन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्तसङ्गः समाचर. So कर्म बंधन, I'm sure everybody is aware कि हम कर्म से बंधे हैं. We always constantly are performing some action. But what kind of actions we do? What is the purpose? What is the motive behind it? Any action which is done for selfish purposes. मैं ये करूं ताकि मुझे थोड़ी तारीफ मिले, या मैं ये करूं इससे मैं आइडेंटिफाई हो पाऊं, मेरा काम कहीं हाईलाइट हो सके, मुझे लोग अप्रिशिएट करें, या ऐसा कुछ है जो सेल्फिश है. हमारे गीता फ्लिक्स के सेशन में एक बहुत अच्छा सवाल वृंदा ने किया था कि मैं भी चाहती हूँ कि मेरे बच्चे, मेरी क्लास के बच्चे मेरे सब्जेक्ट में बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म करें. सो इज इट लाइक अ रॉन्ग थॉट प्रोसेस? नो, दैट्स नॉट सेल्फिश. ये तो आपका धर्म है एज अ टीचर. ये तो आपकी ड्यूटी है. यही आपको सोचना चाहिए कि मेरे बच्चे अच्छे से सीखें और अच्छा परफॉर्म करें. और भगवान तो यही कह रहे हैं कि अपने कर्म को कुशलता से करना ही योग है, उसी से आपकी लाइफ में शांति और बैलेंस आएगा। सो यहाँ बात है सेल्फिश पर्पस की, जहां बच्चों का नहीं, हम हमारा सोच रहे हैं, सिर्फ जब हम अपना खुद का कुछ टेम्पररी फायदा देखें उन सब चीजों से, या फिर हम अपने लिए वो चाहें जो उतना नोबल पर्पस नहीं है। एंड यू नो व्हेन डू दीज काइंड ऑफ थॉट्स अराइज? व्हेन देयर इज मोह, दैट अटैचमेंट, एंड दैट इज व्हाई इफ वी स्टार्ट डूइंग आवर ड्यूटी सेल्फलेसली, कि मुझे कोई देखे मुझे कोई ना देखे, दैट्स द इंटेग्रिटी ऑफ कैरेक्टर श्री कृष्णा इज पॉइंटिंग आउट। दैट इंटेग्रिटी ऑफ कैरेक्टर अगर हम वो मेंटेन करते हैं और उसके साथ अपना काम करते हैं, then we'll see that we don't feel attached to the results. फिर चाहे जो भी result हो, we are enjoying the action itself. We are not postponing our joy till we achieve it. I don't know if you are all following this, but mostly what we do is we attach the joy to achievement of some target. वो होगा तो मैं खुश हो जाऊं, मैंने पढ़ाया और इस एग्जाम में अगर सारे बच्चे 80% के ऊपर मार्क्स लाएंगे तो बहुत अच्छा लगेगा। वो अगर चेंज हो जाए और वो ऐसा हो कि ये लेसन को मुझे पढ़ाने में बहुत मजा आने वाला है और ये लेसन को पढ़ते वक्त बच्चे इतना कुछ सीखेंगे, उसमें बहुत ही अलग आनंद आएगा, देन यू हैव एंजॉयड द प्रोसेस एंड यू हैव नॉट पोस्टपोन्ड फीलिंग ऑफ दैट जॉय टिल अचीवमेंट ऑफ द रिजल्ट। और हो सकता है शायद अपने वो जर्नी भी एंजॉय नहीं की और शायद आपने जो सोचा है वो 80% बच्चे नहीं लाए, क्योंकि आपका तो अधिकार और आपके कंट्रोल में सिर्फ आपका एक्शन है। द रिजल्ट is not in your control at all. So you did not even enjoy the process, nor did you enjoy when the result is out. So this is what the shloka is about, that let's perform the duty selflessly, let's immerse in the joy of doing the action. And this will happen when we are not attached to the results. And that's what is selfless. So let's move to the fine insight we get from here. See work as service. It feels lighter and less stressful. It shouldn't be like, may be noticed, may my work be noticed and displayed, appreciated, acknowledged. Whereas if we see, I'm here to serve the children, I'm here to serve Ma Saraswati. You may have your own approach, but I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve children. I'm here to serve education. I'm here to serve my fellow travelers in this journey of teaching children, educating children. जब हम उसे सर्विस की तरह देखेंगे, अपने आप हमारे थॉट्स पॉजिटिव होंगे, जॉयफुल होंगे और काम भी हमें लाइटर और लेस स्ट्रेसफुल लगे. So reflection question for everybody is, do I usually work only for personal benefit or do I see a larger purpose? A larger purpose in what I'm doing. If we are really able to feel that we are the nation builders, we are the builders of tomorrow's world, we are creating the world within our classrooms, a very positive world of the future. Yes, Shonali ji.
Jai Hind, ma'am. I believe that we teach for a larger purpose, and the larger purpose is creating global citizens, creating children who can think independently, and we inculcate critical thinking in them. So that's the larger purpose we work for.
Very well said, Shalani ji. And I'm sure this thought process gives you a lot of joy while doing your action. That is being in the classroom, interacting with children, preparing papers for them, and preparing the lessons for them, thinking about how to bring up in the best possible manner. That would give you joy rather than burden if you have a clarity of purpose and if you are in the job that aligns with your purpose. कई बार ये हो सकता है कि आप बोलो हम सब कुछ कर रहे हैं, उसके बाद भी वो मजा नहीं है. हो सकता है कि हम सही जगह पर ही नहीं, हो सकता है हमने अपना पर्पस ठीक से सुना नहीं. Whatever our inner voice told us, we have not listened to it, and we just followed a path, any random path. So that is everybody's individual journey and individual story, which I leave to you. We can't discuss that here because it would vary from person to person. Okay, the next shlok goes this way. Vihaya kamanya sarvan Tomauscharati nispruhaha Nirmamo nirahankara sashanti madhigacchati. So, what would lead to Shanti? True peace and inner calm. Vihaya calm, greed, lust, excessive desires, unwanted, undesirable desires. Those are being classified under calm. So vihaya kama, जिसने उसको give up कर दिया है. A person who gives up all desires, acts without selfish motives and is free from attachment and ego, attains true peace and inner calm. So again, it comes down to freeing yourself from the attachment with the results, freeing yourself from the ego that I should do this because my work should come out best. No, do what is best. Do what you think is the best. That is when you are doing it from your heart and you will enjoy doing it. Even if you are exploring the internet for 2 hours, but if you're doing it for a purpose that is very close to your heart, you would enjoy it. How many of you feel that sometimes you must have spent, I'm sure, as a teacher, I can vouch for it, कि हम सभी ने शायद कई बार पूरी पूरी रातें भी बिताई होंगी in researching, in browsing, in reading, in exploring, कुछ डाउट सॉल्व करने के लिए बच्चों के. हमने खुद ने बहुत स्टडी किया होगा, बहुत रिसर्च किया होगा, और या फिर हमें कोई चीज समझनी है और बच्चों को समझानी है, and that is very close to our heart, and we have researched for hours and we were just happy that we could collect so much of information and wisdom, and you're all charged to go to your class and share this with your children. Is that true? And no one was even expecting. Nobody told you. No learning leader, no principal, nobody told you कि आप ऐसा करो. But you wanted to do it and you did it, and you still felt energetic after doing it. So when it is free from attachment and ego, it is for your duty which is aligned with your purpose, then that true peace and inner calm comes. Yes, it gives a different high. I totally agree with you. So real balance comes from desiring less and not doing less. So what we desire is also very important. And which desires or comparisons make me restless at work or family, in work or family life. Sometimes we want to work because we have to satisfy somebody. It could be your seniors, it could be anybody. We want to maybe impress or fulfill their expectations. And in that process, we are not focusing on the real joy. So sometimes we misunderstand that to make them happy, anyhow, I just have to do anything which will make them happy without checking whether what we are doing is aligning with my personality, my thought process, my way of working or not. So if we are able to focus on our work and do it thoroughly and properly, I'm sure whoever you report to also would appreciate that work, would see value in that work, or you can have an open understanding of why you work in a certain way. Communication definitely is the major solution, is one very important way of resolving conflicts. So that would give you some mental peace. कई बार lack of communication के कारण हम stress ले लेते हैं. वो तो ऐसा सोच रही होंगी, वो मेरे बारे में क्या सोच रही होंगी, आज तो ये हो गया. She must have created an image, a negative image of me in her mind. ये सब हमारे ही दिमाग में होता है, जिसका हम stress carry करते हैं. It's always better to speak and clarify. And I'm giving examples from our work life, but in family also, you may have certain desires which really are not that necessary, but they disturb your family life or disturb this balance. Yes, Shilpa ji, namaste. So happy to see you here. Yes, overthinking generates stress. And we started the session with identifying overthinking and even labeling it so that we are more conscious and we can put a stop to our overthinking then and there. Next, like,
Yeah, I had joined. Yeah,
okay, Shilpa ji, thank you so much for being here. यदा विनियते चित्तम् आत्मन्येवावतिष्ठते निःस्पृहः सर्वकामेभ्यो युक्त इत्युच्यते तदा. Chitta means mind. Viniyat, niyat roop se, disciplined. When a person's mind is disciplined, Atma is self, focused on the self, free from desires. Spruha is desire, desire se attached रहना, और नियस्पृहा is free of desires. सर्व कामेभ्यो, सभी कामनाओं से जो नियस्पृह है, unattached है, they are considered truly balanced and established in yoga. So when our mind is disciplined, for example, the noise, if we are able to control our mental noise, we can discipline our mind कि अगर मुझे आधा घंटा कल के लेसन की तैयारी करनी है तो उसमें सिर्फ लेसन की तैयारी होगी, उसमें और कुछ नहीं होगा. या मुझे अपने घर का बजट प्लान करना है, इस महीने में क्या क्या खरीदना है वो प्लान करना है 15 मिनट के लिए, तो सिर्फ वही होगा. फिर ये नहीं होगा कि वो हम इससे बड़ा क्यों नहीं ले सकते, हम इससे ज्यादा क्यों नहीं ले सकते, एंड सो ऑन. So all that chatter, if we can bring in control, means if the mind can be disciplined and it is focused on the self. By focused on the self, it means do not allow other external unnecessary thoughts to come to your mind and disturb it. So focus it on yourself. What you need to do, what you must do, just remain focused on that and free from all desires, unnecessary desires. And there, such a person is considered as truly balanced and established in yoga. उस इंसान को अगर आप उस किसी भी मोमेंट में, भगवत गीता कहती है कि योगी एक परमानेंट डेफिनेशन नहीं है. हो सकता है कि आप किसी पर्टिकुलर टाइम पर एक योगी की तरह बिहेव कर रहे हो, क्योंकि उस वक्त आपका जो मन है वो शांत है, वो स्थिर है, वो इधर उधर भटक नहीं रहा है, आप अपने कर्म पर फोकस्ड हो. ऐसा है तो उस मोमेंट में आप योगी हो. सो व्हेन यू आर एबल टू प्रैक्टिस दिस, यू आर एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन योग. आप योग में स्थित हो. लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड. So daily reflection और meditation, when it says focused on self, हमें खुद से connected रहना है तो उसके लिए हमें meditate करना होता है, हमें अपने अंदर की आवाज को सुनना होता है. So daily reflections on what you did, what you can do better, that is called being focused on self. दूसरे ने क्या किया, it will not help you in any way. So reflection and meditation keeps you connected to yourself and keeps you centered on yourself and your actions, your dharma. So कितना भी chaos हो रहा हो आसपास, if you are able to focus your attention inward on yourself, then it will bring mental peace and calm. So do I spend time daily in silence, in prayer or reflection, which connects me to myself and understand my responsibilities, my challenges, figure out the solutions, everything which is connected to myself. So at DPS Hinjawadi, we also follow a 3-minute quiet time during a working day, middle of the day at 11:30, a 3 minutes break called Alpa Viram. The purpose is the same, that in the chaos also of a running class, of a running school, can we center ourselves for 3 minutes and just be with ourselves? Can we be mindful? So this is a question, that do we spend this time daily? It will help you bring calm. Let's proceed. Anashritah karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sasanyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na chakriyah. बहुत अच्छा सवाल एक अर्जुन ने श्री कृष्ण से कहा था, पूछा था कि सन्यासी और योगी में क्या अंतर होता है और दोनों क्या होता है. Well, that's a very deep topic and the whole chapter is about it. The initial few shlokas are explaining the difference between the two and what does it mean. But here, let's restrict to this particular shloka. And it says कि कोई सन्यासी या योगी के characteristics क्या है. So the one who performs the duty without attachment to the results. और हम सभी को पता है एक चीज जो गीता के बारे में हर कोई जानता है, वो ये है कि फल की इच्छा नहीं करनी. एक्चुअली फल की इच्छा की बात नहीं है, फल से अटैच नहीं होना। फल की इच्छा सभी को हो जाती है, पर फल कैसा भी हो उस पर हम अपना कुछ निर्भर करेंगे, हमारी खुशी, हमारा आगे का प्लान या कुछ भी, that is something which is not helpful. So again, the similar thought process comes here. One who performs their duty without attachment to the results, that person is truly a yogi and a renunciate, that is sannyasi, not the one who merely gives up action. कई लोगों को लगता है योगी और सन्यासी वो होते हैं जो सब छोड़ छाड़ के चले जाते हैं ना? हम कहते हैं ना वो सब छोड़ने वाले जो संसार के काम से दूर चले जाते हैं. सो हियर श्री कृष्ण इज सेइंग कि सन्यासी या योगी वो नहीं है जो सारा काम छोड़ के चले जाते हैं, नॉट द वंस हु मियरली गिव्स अप एक्शन, पर ये वो हैं जो कर्म करते रहते हैं, पर वो कर्म के फल का ना तो इंतजार करते हैं अपने काम को एंजॉय करने के लिए या काम को ईमानदारी से करने के लिए, वो फल से अपने आप को जोड़ते ही नहीं है. They don't bother about the result. They perform their duty and move forward. पहले एक्शन का क्या हुआ? They are not worried about it. They know what they are supposed to do and they are constantly doing what they are supposed to do. So such people, हम में से रेगुलर लोग भी अगर ये कर पाते हैं तो वो योगी ही हैं, वो ही सन्यासी हैं. Next slide, please. So true balance is not running away from work, but doing it without stress over the outcome. हम outcome के चक्कर में ज्यादा स्ट्रेस लेते हैं. अभी से आप थोड़ा आइडेंटिफाई करने की कोशिश कीजिए आपके थॉट्स कैसे हैं. जब आप स्ट्रेसफुल हो तो किस किस तरह के विचार आ रहे हैं और आपको लगे पता चलेगा कि उसमें से कोई नॉइज है और ये आपकी पीस को पूरी तरह अफेक्ट कर रही है, एंड विच इज प्रिवेंटिंग यू फ्रॉम ब्रिंगिंग दैट बैलेंस इन लाइफ. सो पीस कम्स फ्रॉम डिटैचमेंट एंड नॉट एस्केप. Try not to escape from action for peace. कि काम कम हो जाएगा ना तो शांति होगी, या काम ही नहीं करेंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा. It comes from detaching from the results, from the outcomes, and just focusing on what is best possible for you and do that. Now, something very particular about how should you meditate or how should you follow certain basic practices to have the best possible meditation. Shuchau deshe pratisthapya sthiramasanamaatmanah natyuchritan nati nichay chailajinakushottaram. Shuchi means shuddhata. So shuddha deshe means place. Find a clean place. Sthiram asana, a steady seat which is not moving. Like mine is moving, so we should see to it. जब हम ध्यान में बैठना चाहें तो एक clean place हो, a seat that is steady, not too high nor too low, preferably on a cloth, deer skin or kusha grass for meditation or practice. A very simple tip here, but indirectly what we can take from here is the place, the ambience. Every single thing matters to bring peace of mind. If you are sitting in a room with loud noise, constantly some not disturbing music going on, कई लोग उसमें भी concentrate कर पाते हैं. So it's everybody's individual choice. But suppose you want to focus on within, inward, focus inward, then you have to see that there is peace in the surroundings as well. The place is clean, clutter-free. How many of you have noticed कि जब आप अपने घर में साफ सफाई कर लेते हैं तो बड़ी शांति मिलती है. Suppose you are setting up your cupboard, you have removed clutter. अगर घर में से unnecessary सामान अगर आपने निकाल दिया तो ऐसा लगता है कि दिमाग पे से भी weight कम हो गया. It happens with me. How many of you feel that? That if you make your place or office or home clutter free, your mind also feels clutter free. Yeah. Thank you so much for many of you who have also experienced and are sharing this. So the next slide says that calm exterior surroundings support inner stillness. So let's also see कि हमारे आसपास कुछ ऐसे factors तो नहीं है जो हमारे दिमाग की शांति को affect करते हैं, work life balance को affect करते हैं. A clutter free space is equal to a clutter free mind. Oh, wow, Swati. Like to clean copper utensils. Beautiful. So सबका अपना कुछ ना कुछ strategy है. Let us identify कि what suits you, what gives you that balance and peace. समं काय शिरो ग्रीवं धारयन्नचलं स्थिरः सम्प्रेक्ष्य नासिकाग्रं स्वं दिशश्चानवलोकयन्। सम, स्ट्रेट, बैलेंस्ड। काय, हमारी बॉडी, हेड, नेक। अभी तो बात हुई सराउंडिंग्स की। नाउ कम टू योरसेल्फ। उस सीट के ऊपर हम बैठने वाले हैं, वो कैसे बैठने वाले हैं। सो कीपिंग बॉडी, head, neck erect and steady, focusing the gaze at the tip of the nose, नासिकाग्र, नासिका का अग्रभाग। जब हम मेडिटेट करें तो हमारा ध्यान नासिका के अग्रभाग पे, नाक के सबसे आगे वाले हिस्से की तरफ हो। नेक, हेड and the entire body, the torso should be in a straight line, and when you do that, one remains composed. So श्री कृष्ण, जिन्हें योगेश्वर कहा जाता है, जिन्हें योग का ईश्वर कहा जाता है, he is telling you, if you are in this position, you are able to focus your gaze at the tip of your nose. That is the most calm position for practicing reflection, for practicing dhyan, for practicing meditation. You are able to remain composed and calm. So our posture also matters a lot. Throughout the day, are we conscious about how we stand, how we walk? We don't know, indirectly it is creating imbalance in the body. So next, please. How many of you have been told by the doctors, or maybe you have realized that your posture is not correct? There are times you are not conscious of the posture. Anybody? Okay, good. Shilpa ji says yes. We are sailing in the same boat. And you know, that leads to then back pain, then problem with the entire body. Some or the other part might get affected. So posture affects speed, peace of mind. Stillness outside fosters stillness inside. The same way, stillness inside will bring stillness around you. Again, these are the qualities of a yogi. And when we talk of balance, it's only a yogi who can bring that balance. And that's why we are talking about all the shlokas which give qualities of a yogi. Prashantatma vigat bhir brahmachari vrite sthitaha manah sanyamya machitto yukta asita matparaha. Prashantatma, whose mind is pacified, free from fear. Bhir is fear. Sthir, जिसका मन स्थिर है, disciplined and is devoted to me. संयम is discipline. मत चित्तो, मुझ में जिसका चित्त लगा हुआ है, who's devoted to me, devoted to the supreme, devoted to the noble purpose. Basically, you can say devoted to the supreme purpose of your life. That person is yogi, and the yogi sits absorbed in meditation, focusing on the supreme. So if you are meditating, then your mind has to be pacified. It has to be free from fear. It has to be disciplined, and it's to be devoted to the divine. Next, please. So fearlessness plus devotion plus discipline is the recipe for deep peace. अगर हम किसी भी चीज से डरे हुए हैं तो भी हम शांति नहीं आ सकती. डर जो है of any kind takes away the peace of mind. सबसे पहला गुण हमने अपने गीता फ्लिक्स क्लास में दैवीय गुण की बात की थी, डिवाइन क्वालिटीज. द वेरी फर्स्ट क्वालिटी, एनीबडी हु हैज अटेंडेड द गीता फ्लिक्स सेशंस and can tell me which is the first quality, दैवीय quality?
Abhayam.
Beautiful, Madhuri.
Fearlessness.
Yes. Abhayam sattva samshuddhir. Very good. So पहली quality है अभय, fearlessness. Let's move. योगी युञ्जीत सततम् आत्मानं रहसि स्थितः एकाकीयत चित्तात्मा निराशीर परिग्रहः. The yogi should always strive to concentrate, satat, living alone in a quiet place. आत्मानम रहसी स्थिता, खुद के साथ अपने अंदर ही रहता है, आसपास की नॉइज को अपने अंदर नहीं आने देता है. With mind and self under control, whose mind is under control, whose body is also under control, who's free from desires and possessions, is the one that should be called as yogi. Okay, and yogi समझना है, भगवत गीता में yogi is the one who has balance. So अगर हमें योगी बनना है तो it is all about inner mastery. हम कहते हैं बाहर का स्कूल का इतना काम है, या उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशंस है, या उन्होंने ये बोला वो बोला. The balance will come from within. Are we in balance from within first? अगर अंदर शांति है तो बाहर अपने आप शांति से आप चीजों को ले पाएंगे और आप बेहतर उसी कम समय में कम एनर्जी डालते हुए आप अच्छा काम कर पाएंगे. So peace is not in noise or possessions, it's in inner mastery. Next, please, Pallavi. And everyone is aware of this shlok. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फल हेतुर्भूर्मा ते संगोस्त्वकर्मणि. So it's kind of a summarization of the earlier shlokas as well. Basically, it says your right is only in your duties, in the way you perform your duties, and you have no control over your results. So don't act with a motive for the results. फल की इच्छा के लिए काम मत करो. फल की इच्छा में अपना जॉय मत ढूंढो. अपने काम की सफलता को इससे अटैच मत करो कि रिजल्ट क्या होगा. काम की सफलता है कर्म अच्छे से करने में. And we'll come to that. That would be the last slide. काम की सफलता किसमें? काम अच्छे से कर रहे हैं. काम की सफलता एक अच्छा रिजल्ट आने में नहीं है, क्योंकि वो आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं है. और आप अगर रिजल्ट से अटैच करोगे तो आप, हो सकता है, बहुत सारी पॉसिबिलिटीज है, स्कोप है कि आपको डीमोटिवेट होना पड़े, क्योंकि एक्सपेक्टेड रिजल्ट हो जरूरी नहीं है, क्योंकि उस पर आपका कंट्रोल नहीं है. आपका कंट्रोल इसी में आप कैसे करते हो. सो डोंट गेट अटैच टू अवॉइडिंग एक्शन ईदर. सो दिस शुड नॉट इवन डीमोटिवेट यू कि काम ही नहीं करना. काम तो करना ही है, उससे कोई बच ही नहीं सकता इस जीवन. So let's look at the insight from this shlok. It says focus on effort, not outcomes. Give your best at work, but don't carry the stress home. आपने अपना काम किया, बहुत अच्छे से किया, and that is it. Next, please, Pallavi. So do I carry my workplace stress home often because I'm attached to the results? वो सोचने वाली बात. This is very beautiful. योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि संगं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय सिद्ध्य सिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते. मेरे ऑफिस में एक ही फ्रेज लगा है, भगवत गीता का है, और वो है समत्वम योग उच्यते. इक्वानिमिटी इज योग, बैलेंस इज योग. किसी भी सिचुएशन में अगर आप बैलेंस रह पाते हो, सिद्ध असिद्ध, आपको सक्सेस मिली, आपको नहीं मिली, इन सक्सेस एंड फेलियर, इन बोथ, इफ यू कैन बी इक्वानिमस, आप दोनों को एक तरीके से ले सकते हो, देन दैट इज कॉल्ड योग. इक्वानिमिटी इज कॉल्ड योग. सो इन वन वर्ड, इफ इन एनी श्लोका श्री कृष्ण हैज डिफाइंड योग, दैट इज दिस, इक्वानिमिटी इज योग. फिर चाहे हमारी तारीफ हो, चाहे हमारी निंदा हो, चाहे हमारा कोई फायदा हो, चाहे हमारा नुकसान हो, इन एनी सिचुएशन इफ यू कैन बी इक्वानिमस, आप एक जैसे रह सकते हो, तब आप इनर काम महसूस करोगे और आपकी आउटर लाइफ में भी काम आ सकता है. एंड दैट्स कॉल्ड योग. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. सो calm steadiness keeps you effective both at work and at home. Do I celebrate wins and regret losses in extremes? वो जो हम एक्सट्रीम में पहुंच जाते हैं, कुछ बहुत अच्छा हुआ तो हम उछल पड़े, और कुछ जरा सा भी हमारी उम्मीद के जैसा नहीं हुआ तो हम बड़ा डिप्रेस हो गए. That is exactly the opposite of equanimity, and that will always keep us out of control, and we will feel that there is no balance in our work life. Now, for closing the loop, these are quick questions for you to think. Let's move forward, Pallavi. It's kind of a closure for you to think about. I would like you to make 2 columns on the piece of paper. The first column is for question number, and on the second column, you will rate for that question, rate yourself. If the answer is never, then it is 1. If it is always, then 5. So accordingly, 1 is never and 5 is always. And in between, whatever applies. So next slide, please. And we'll do it quickly. What's your work approach? To remind you, 1 is never and 5 is always. I focus more on doing my best than on worrying about results. Number 2, I can leave work stress at work without carrying it home. Number 3, I feel proud of my role and duties without comparing myself to others. It's basically about high self-esteem. Next, I get adequate sleep and rest daily. 5th, I eat balanced meals without overindulgence or neglect. 6th, I make time for exercise, prayer, or reflection. Next, I remain calm in both success and failure. I avoid extremes of overwork and laziness. I can bounce back from criticism or setbacks quickly. Basically, 9th also means that I can take feedback. 10th, I spend quality time with family without work distractions. 11, I work not just for personal gain, but also to serve a larger purpose. It has a very big impact on our balance, the 11th question. 12, I avoid endless desires or that cause restlessness. I avoid endless desires or there is a typo here. I avoid endless desires that cause restlessness. So I don't know what answers you're writing, 5 and 12, this and that. You were supposed to give yourself the rating for each question. हर question के लिए आपको अपने आप को rate करना था. I am really not understanding what you mean by this. 10 and 11, 5 and 12. So for each question, you were supposed to give yourself a rating of 1 if you never do that, and 5 if you always do that, and in between, as applies. So add up the scores from all 12 questions, and very good. Yes, if you are willing to share your scores, please feel free. And based on the scores that you have got, this is what, this is how you are applying Gita's wisdom well in your life. Yes, Shilpa ji will share this checklist. We'll send everything to Swarali and she can share with all the participants. So 50 to 60, you can check for your own results. Oh, we have people who are falling in this range. Fantastic. Congratulations for having a harmonious balance in work life, both. You're living the Gita's wisdom well, balanced, steady and purposeful, and maintain it mindfully. Please continue to do so. 40 to 49, they're at the borderline of moving into the harmony. So please continue what you're doing well and further enhance your peace by the tips that we have got from the Gita today. So generally balanced, but some gaps. Small adjustments can bring steadiness. 30 to 39, imbalance warning zone. So it's a little risk, not high risk, but there is a warning that you are sometimes pulled too far by work or family demands. Revisit your priorities. Include self-care and practice moderation. कोई भी चीज अति में नहीं करना है, चाहे वो काम ही क्यों ना हो. चाहे वो worrying तो करना ही नहीं है, क्योंकि वो एक सिर्फ mental noise है. It is not productive. So include self-care, practice moderation, and check your priorities. जहाँ ध्यान देना चाहिए वहां आप दे रहे हो या नहीं, और जहाँ नहीं देना चाहिए कहीं वहां तो नहीं दे रहे हो. 12 to 29, you are at a high risk of burnout or neglect. Life may feel lopsided, overwork, exhaustion, or lack of purpose. Time to step back, realign with what truly matters, and seek balance. And I would also say, if there are people around you at home or at work who can address your situation. Suppose आपके learning leader से आपको बात करनी चाहिए, अगर आपको कुछ भी ऐसा feel हो रहा है, आपको principal से करना चाहिए, then yes, that's also a route. Being honest, expressing, क्योंकि आप अपना काम अच्छे से करना चाहते हो. So share, and sometimes it may lead to some innovation at the workplace. I'm sure your leaders would always want you to work with clarity of mind and peace of mind and joy in your hearts. I have also come across so many of my team members who keep telling me, keep writing to me, keep speaking to me, ma'am, at times it becomes too much. We are not able to focus on our physical health, no time to go for walking, no time for family, no time for so many other things in life. And that actually becomes a target for me as well. How can I support them with reducing their work in such a way that the core is not affected, but the unnecessary extra distractions can be avoided. So reach out, speak. I'm sure a dialogue, an open communication will certainly help. So follow all these tips of the Gita and communicate with the people who can provide you some solution if it depends on them. And a quick check, Pallavi, if we'll leave the slide like that. Thank you, Aarti. Thank you so much. Thanks to all of you. Now, this is some commitment that you should do to yourself. My apologies if the session has extended by 8 minutes. So what mindset shift would help me see work as meaningful than tiring? How can I bring more service into my work? It's about that larger purpose. Then what would happen if I simplified my wants? ऐसे कुछ desires हैं क्या जो इतनी जरूरी नहीं है life के लिए, and they are taking away the peace of mind. तो उनको simplify कर सकते हैं क्या? Then how can I make a 10-minute pause practice? दिन भर में कभी भी 10 मिनट एकदम शांति से सिर्फ अपने साथ as a part of your day. So in 1 hour, I tried to bring in a lot of wisdom from the Gita, and that didn't give us much time for interaction with each other. I mean, the two-way interaction. So feel free to write to me. If you want to talk to me, you can call me up. Feel free to connect however you want, whichever way is easy for you. Thanks to everyone. And thank you for being so patient and attentive.
Thank you so much. It was an amazing session, very insightful, a lot of learning, great takeaways for the entire team, I must say. And it was, and also heart full of appreciation for team. We were more than 210 people attending the session. So thank you so much to the team also for being present in the meeting. It is going to be really helpful to all of you, all of us. Thank you so much, Jaya ma'am, for this session.
May Krishna bless us all with the peace of mind and the attitude of a yogi, so that we may find the bigger purpose in what we are doing and live joyfully through it. So with my wishes, Jai Shri Krishna, aap sabhi ko.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.